Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Hi, I'm John Mallows. Welcome to this edition of Connect With Me, live on the showroom floor on this Monday morning. It's on the air, off the presses, and today we'll be talking about Hmong USA Television right here in the city of Fresno. The owner is here in our studio. Your phone calls, 436 option 11, of course, 436 MeTV first, and then let your fingers do the walking. Back in just a moment. And of course, it is on the air, off the presses. It's a Monday morning here on the showroom floor at Ventura TV, as usual, Comcast channel 187 and 43.6. And of course, your phone calls at 436 MeTV option 11. You know, when you think about television these days, there's so much to choose from. If you have Comcast, if you have DirecTV, if you have ATT Uverse, there are hundreds and hundreds of channels out there to choose from. But if one segment of society right here in the city of Fresno, they're focused on one channel. And that channel, you can only get it if you have a digital antenna. I'm talking about Hmong USA Television here in the city of Fresno. And how do you get it? Where do you get it? Where do you see it? Let's go to the chyrons and the full screens. We'll show you right there on your screen. It's channel 4.5 on your dial, and you'll be treated to all sorts of programming. Now, keep in mind, you'll have to use a digital antenna. That's the only way that you can get Hmong USA TV. It's channel 4.5. You'll be able to watch a variety of shows such as health, cooking, reading, education. There's a 1-hour talk show, movies, and much more. They even have a half-hour newscast at 8 o'clock at night. One anchor, no reporters, no photographers. There is the building right there for Hmong Television. Altogether, Hmong USA TV produces roughly 22 television shows in our market. They also have other shows coming in from Laos, and most all of their programming, of course, is delivered not in English, but in Hmong.
Hmong USA TV is a reputable local digital television station based in Fresno, California. We broadcast and stream 24/7, 365 days of free over-the-air programming in Hmong and other Southeast Asian languages. Our free over-the-air broadcast covers the whole Central Valley, but can go as far north as Modesto and as far south as Porterville. Anywhere outside our coverage area, Hmong USA TV can be viewed on the web at hmonguSATV.com. We also support a wide range of platforms such as smartphones, iPods, or iPads. Hmong USA TV is also part of the Roku family. The Roku Internet TV box makes it easy for viewers worldwide to watch and interact with our programs by simply turning on their television. The mission of Hmong USA TV is to communicate, educate, entertain, and preserve cultural values through diverse educational and cultural programming for all age groups. Our programming lineup includes a nightly local and world newscast, documentaries, children's programs, cultural arts, entertainment shows, community calendars, health, folktales, history, and more. To be heard, to be seen, and to be known is to be part of Hmong USA TV.
Live in our studio right now, there you see him, Yu Cha, the owner of Hmong USA Television here in the city of Fresno. He rents the channel from the one and only Gary Kokola of Fresno. We'll talk to him about all kinds of programming on Hmong television, and you can call in and ask him some questions too, how he got started, what audience he appeals to specifically. Of course, we know the Hmong community is very strong here in the Central Valley, more than 60,000 strong. 436 MeTV option 11 if you want to call our guest today, Yu Cha, the owner of Hmong Television. We're back with our guest. Happy to have him along here on Comcast Channel 187 and 43.6.
1 Adam 12.
This is Adam 12. It stars Martin Milner as Officer Pete Malloy, Kent McCord as Officer Jim Reed.
1 Adam 12, roger.
This black and white patrol car has an overhead valve V8 engine. It develops 325 horsepower at 4,800 RPMs. It accelerates from 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. It has a top speed of 120 miles an hour. The automobile has 2 shotgun racks, one attached to the bottom portion of the front seat, one in the vehicle trunk.
You want me to drive?
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
Very pleased to have as our guest today, Yu Cha, the owner of Hmong TV. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you, John.
Hey, good to see you. Good to have you here. We've got a phone call. We'll take it right off the bat.
Sure.
All right. Good morning. You're on with our guest. Your question about Hmong television, please.
Yes. I watched the show, and I just have a question. Is it ever going to be, translated into English or something? Because, it's pretty interesting to me. I watch the cooking shows. I watch sometimes when they're singing, when they're dancing. But I just don't understand it that much, I guess.
Well, we would love to. We would love to. It's just, of course, in any business, it's budget-wise, that makes everything. So that makes it difficult. We would love to make that into English or maybe have a subtitle. That's something that we're working on it. We try to get some more volunteer to come out and help. And hopefully maybe in the future we should see something like that.
No subtitles right now, though, right?
No subtitle right now.
All right. And you don't have any programming on Hmong USA Television that is in English? It's all in Hmong?
It's all in Hmong and Laos.
Okay. So those are 2 different dialects, right?
Yes, 2 different dialects.
Okay. When did you come into the television world? When did all of this happen? What year?
Well, it happened in December of 2011. That's when we first opened our door.
Give us the story. How did it happen?
Well, of course, me and my wife, we always love to help out the community. We're actually live in Texas, so we saw the opportunity that there's a lot of Hmong here in Fresno, and we tried to come in here to help out our community to see if we could have a little bit more vision about some of our teen or our family, because mostly everything is in English. So a lot of family that don't speak English has a very difficult of understand. So that's what we were planning to move here back in '92. But then, of course, things didn't happen until 2011. Everything going to preparation and everything. So
let me tell our audience too, because you were working at the U.S. Post Office. You came to this country in 1976, right after the Vietnam War.
Yes.
Of course, you're from Laos, right?
Right.
Okay, and then you were in Texas working for the Post Office. You wanted to move to Fresno, or you asked for a transfer, is that correct?
Yes, I asked for a transfer to Fresno, yes.
Yeah, and then you tried to get into the radio business. And what happened there? That's prior to this Hmong TV deal.
Yeah, prior to the Hmong TV, because back when we were in Texas, we want to help out the community here, so we done a research, trying to get into the radio arena. So we talked with this engineer, so of course we had to pay him about $5,000 just to look for this frequency. So he said he thought it might not have any more because there's the radio here locally is just so saturated.
So you were looking for a frequency here in the city of Fresno,
right,
which was, what, 91.1?
Right. So luckily that, he found just the last one. That's what he told us, the last one. So it was 91.1.
You paid for the frequency, but you never got the radio station.
Yes, I paid for the search and everything, but it's just that I get someone else jump on board too, so it's taking harder for us to get the frequency license.
Right. What year was that?
That was 92.
Okay. 92. So you had first come to Fresno at that time. And why the move to Fresno? Is it because the Hmong community is so strong here? You have, what, 60,000 plus?
Yes, the Hmong community back then were even a lot stronger, a lot more. So this is where most of, our Hmong people is, moving to, because we're still in farming. So it's kind of like back in home. So a lot of people are getting here, want to do farming. So that's what a lot of our families are moving to the valley.
So if you fast forward to 2011, now you're involved in Hmong television. How did that happen? How did you come in contact with Gary Kokola?
Well, of course, as every day we were watching TV, so we saw this channel come up doing an advertisement. So we said, hey, you know what, let's take a look at, see how much it costs. So we make an appointment and talk to Kevin, which is the manager at Coca-Cola, and that's how everything started.
Right. And so how did you determine the programming? Are you like the program director as well?
Well, I do have a manager that he also managed, with me. So both of us kind of like put things together for the program.
Okay. So how did you determine the programming on there? So let's talk about some of that programming. I mean, we saw some of it on the screen there. So the programming, how did you determine? There's some of the stuff that you can see, some of the programs obviously on Hmong television, 4.5. They're up on the screen right there. You've got health shows, you got cooking shows, reading, anyway, education, talk shows, and others. So how did you determine what to put on the air, including the stations that come in from Laos?
Well, actually, coming from Laos, it wouldn't be, we don't have any stations that actually coming from Laos. It will be more of a documentary that they actually send it over, all this production that they actually filming those. So it will be more of a program into our program.
Okay, yeah. So you sat down with somebody to go over a list of possible programs, or?
Well, me and one of my operation manager, so we'll sit down together, see what is the best time for which program to go in.
So who were you trying to appeal to? Because like our caller here that called in just a few minutes ago, I'm sure that there are many Hmongs here now who don't speak the language.
Right.
Can't read the language. So what target audience are you trying to focus on at this point?
Well, pretty much we'll focus on all target, all age group. Majority right now we have most.
What age group are you looking at?
Right now we're working hard trying to get on to like the teen age group.
Well, right now at this moment, what's your focus?
More of the elder, from I would say 25 above.
Okay.
20 above. We're still missing a little bit gap right there because we do need some more teen also that we're planning to work on more programs.
You need more teen programs to appeal to the younger generation.
To appeal on the younger generation.
That's right. Another phone call. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me, and your question, please. What is it?
My question is, I watch this channel almost every day, and I'm sorry, not this channel, but not the Hmong channel, but I do see it every once in a while, and I see that there are usually, or a lot of the times, a couple, and they are singing to each other, it seems, with the background of like in an agricultural background. And I know that there's something behind that, and that's my question. What is it that that represents? Why
that's a great question. Go ahead and take that one.
Well, it's almost like you're singing to each other. See, back in our country, it's more like a lot of time it's hard for you trying to go and date someone, and that's one way of you are singing to each other, kind of like more like romance each other.
I see. So that's kind of a romantic theme to it, right?
Right.
I see. So is that what they do back in the old country there?
That's what they do in the old country, and yeah, they still do here every New Year. Here at Logo, that Hmong New Year, as you can see, they're tossing the ball, but yet at the same time, when they do that sing, it's more of like they're romance each other.
Right. We're going to talk more to Yu Cha. He is the owner of Hmong USA Television here in the city of Fresno. We're going to try to romance you here, too, on Connect with Me as the show goes on. We'll show you some video of the studio and talk more about the programming and your phone calls, 436-MeTV, option 11, in just a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
On the air, off the presses with Hmong Television today, and Yu Cha, the owner of Hmong Television, is here in our studio. You know, this venture, this television venture of yours, Hmong Television, cost you a lot of money.
Oh, yes, it is.
Over $100,000 so far to get in, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're talking staff, you're talking paying the monthly fee just to be on the air.
Right.
Is that correct?
Of course, equipment, more equipment,
yeah,
supplies.
Supplies. Now, what about appealing to this younger generation? What kind of programs would you like to put on that you maybe can't afford to put on right now that appeals to the generation that's under 20 they're in their teens?
Mm-hmm. We are planning actually coming up on a program more like singing.
Okay.
Kind of more like, not exactly like talent show, but something more like a free singing that everyone would come and just however you want to sing.
Almost like an American Idol show that's a Hmong version?
Right.
Okay, and maybe some other shows like that, the X Factor or some shows like that. Any shows like that planned?
Well, some of those are planned, but of course we'll have to look at our budget. That's mainly.
And those shows would originate from where? Laos?
No, actually here locally.
Here, locally.
Yes.
These would be locally produced shows.
Right.
All right.
Let's take a
look at your control room, your studio here, and this is the control room at Hmong TV. Where's your studio located?
Well, our studios are located at 4960 East Ashlands, right there where Willow and Ashland, where Black Bear is at. So that's where we are, just north side of that. Looking at some of your equipment here, and this is the control room. Tell us what we're looking at. There's your green screen. Well, the green screen is, of course, right through the window. This is we're inside our recording studio, and just a mixer board and feed, and of course just internet service. That's my operation manager as he was talking. So pretty much just that's where we are shooting. That screen that we see is what is actually streaming out. Okay. Okay. And what kind of shows do you record here? We record our live show would be like the gentleman earlier was talking about, some of these couples talking, and then of course we do have a talk show as well. So. Right. Another call coming in. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. Your question?
Good morning. I just would like to know what countries are the Hmong people from?
Well, right now the main country that where I came from is from Laos, but we're actually really migrate from China, so we're kind of like all over the place. Yeah, you're all over the place now. Yes, yes. Is Fresno, does it have the biggest population of Hmong people, or is there another place? Now, you said you were in Texas. Is there a large contingent there as well? No, not really. I would say that St. Paul, Minneapolis will be the other area with a large population. St. Paul, right. Okay. So this Fresno and St. Paul, Minneapolis, they'll both hold very large of a population of our Hmong people. Another piece of video, I want to take a look at your studio. You do have one newscast, comes on later at night, 8 o'clock at night. It's a half hour. You got one anchor. Is that the studio there where you do the newscast? Well, that's the studio there, where we do the newscast, and we do have like a different, wall where we can do a different show. So is that the news desk there? That's the news desk right there, and that's the green screen that what we do, where we can put any kind of picture on the background. So this is where our small stage where we also hold a lot of our guests. That we do have a talk show, and we do have different shows that on the stage. It's like an interview show here, right? Interview show, talk show. And sometimes we do have some musician that they come out and they want to do some singing live, too. So we do it right here on the stage. Yeah, that's great. That's great. So do you have a weathercaster? We do have one that also do a little bit. A little bit of weather. Just a little bit of weather. A little bit of sports. Just we don't have a sportcast yet. Just a little bit of weather. Not yet. All right. Let me know if you need one. Okay. All right. Hang on. Not another call here. Good morning. You're on with our guest today, the owner of Hmong TV. Your question?
No, it's not a question. Just wanted to say something. Just wanted to let him know that he's doing a good job. I mean, if it wasn't for this show, I would never have even been know this much as I know about I guess his people and stuff. And it really opened my eyes, and I thank him, man. So I'll keep up the good work, and I hope he gets that translation type thing figured out.
Do you get Hmong TV? Do you watch it?
I get it.
Okay. All right. You still there? Nope, I guess he hung up. I don't know if he watches Hmong TV, but you can watch it on 4.5. You need a digital antenna. Tell us, you're not on Comcast or AT&T or any of the other, of course, cable-type networks. How difficult a task is that to get your programming on there? Well, it's not really difficult. Pretty much, everything's well running through. Just we do streaming on other
me to like online.
Would you like to get on Comcast or maybe AT&T, or doesn't matter at this point?
Well, we would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would love to. It just the last time I talked to them, they said we had to produce so much content or
local
somehow.
programming,
Right?
Which cost money.
Which costs more to get into Comcast, and so therefore, we probably don't have the budget to get onto there unless they need us, then they can put us on there.
And and we're going to talk later in the broadcast here about obviously getting advertisers and what a tough nut that is to crack here. Another call. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. Your question, please.
Well, I turned down the volume just a minute ago, so I think you may have addressed this already. Why doesn't Comcast run Hmong TV? They've got Philippine TV. They've got, I don't know, countless Spanish language channels.
We kind of just touched on that now, and
I'm sorry, I turned down my TV.
Yeah, no problem.
Forget about that then. I'll catch it on the replay. Then my other question was, are there any plans to televise the Miss Hmong USA contest that they do around Hmong New Year, the pageant, the beauty pageant? I know there were two last year. Can we look forward to maybe tuning in and seeing that on the Hmong USA network? Thanks.
Definitely, you will see it on Hmong New Year. Actually, we do live too, so you guys can also watch that, and we also rerun it as well.
From the Fresno Fairgrounds?
From the Fresno Fairground. And as a matter of fact, this year we're going to start up in Sacramento, New Year, during Thanksgiving, then of course coming down to Merced, and then end up in Fresno.
Okay, and when does that take place? What month?
December, during a Christmas vacation. Normally on Fresno, New Year will be on the December 26th through January 1st.
Okay, and you'll be carrying that for how many days?
We will be carrying that throughout the whole event.
The whole event, which
Yes.
is how many days usually?
Usually about, I would say,
On average?
On average, about 6-7 days.
6-7 days for the Hmong New Year.
Yes,
and
yes.
They can see it all on your station, 4.5
They
Hmong
can see
TV.
that, right.
All right. Look forward to that. Yu Cha is our guest, the owner of Hmong USA Television here in the city of Fresno. We're happy to have him along. And your phone calls, if you want to call in, ask a question to the owner of Hmong TV, 436-MeTV, option 11.
Remember me?
After practicing law, Raymond Berg fought crime.
You have the right to an attorney.
As a hard-boiled detective on wheels.
Ain't it the truth?
His name is Ironside.
Perhaps you wouldn't mind saying it again.
His name is Ironside.
All right, now you've said it.
Nothing slows him down.
I want to see this one firsthand.
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
What are we waiting for?
Hmong TV, it's 4.5 on your television set. If you have a digital antenna, that's the only way you can get it. So why are you not on Comcast or any of the other ones? Is it money?
Money, yes.
It's money.
It's money.
Advertisers, tell us your situation now. How difficult is it to attract enough advertisers just to stay on the air?
It's very difficult nowadays because of the economy.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really tough because everybody's trying to survive themselves.
Right.
So trying to get advertisers coming in, and we're trying to find more coming in, but everybody just can't afford it to pay such a high price too. And then at the same time, we do carry also high price on our own fee that we have to pay out. So therefore, it's very difficult to get advertisers.
What are your rates? Can you talk about your rates? If I wanted, say, a 30-second or a 60-second spot, what's that going to cost me?
Well, our rates are very cheap. Was only cost about $10 per spot.
Okay,
so it depends how much they want to do, and then of course if the longer they go too, we also give them a break point and also free airtime as well.
Okay, so that is fairly cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very expensive at all. Do you have a full-time salesperson or no?
I don't have a full-time salesperson, so myself it's a salesperson as well. So I consider
You're
myself
selling right here on the air today. All right. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me and your question.
Good morning, John. To your guest, by chance, has he ever read or heard about the book, The Last Boat Out? And if he has he ever had the author on? If he hasn't, I'll tell you, he wrote the book about Vietnam, and he praised the American people for what they did. And he's a Christian, and he wrote this book. They had him on a couple of years ago. interview him, but he's great. And so that's my question, if he knows him or willing to have him on. I think he's possibly out of town. Thank you, John, and your guest, very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Well, no, I never heard of that. I never read that book yet, but I'd be glad to have him on. That'll be
right.
We'll be glad to have him on. Yes.
Okay, turn to the monitor one more time, and we'll show you. Actually, this is the editing area where you do some editing for your programming.
Yes.
And we talked about the programming before. We know the kind of programs that you carry. You know, you have a variety of shows here. Now, what kind of things do you edit here? Is this specifically for the newscast or for any of the other programs that you carry?
Well, right here on this machine here, that's our system where it controls everything, where we put all our program in.
I
so
see.
This one it's not an editing program. It's more of a program control, where we can put all our program in there. We can walk away and it'll just keep track of it and just run the next show that come up. So.
Right, it's like an automated system.
System,
basically
yes.
on the computer, and you can probably even control it with an iPhone.
Yes,
I'm sure.
You can log in from from
yeah.
distant away if you're not there. Something going wrong, you can just go ahead and log in, and you can control from wherever you are too.
Now, what you're also doing is you're live streaming your programs.
Yes.
On the internet.
Yes.
And I want our audience to go ahead and take a look and a listen to some of the Hmong programming that's on the internet right now.
Sau khi đây, tôi cho cuốn đời chỉ cho RGR ý xuân bây giờ, RGR ý xuân bây giờ.
Cô ấy đơn giản. Chỉ trong khi khỏi đi, tôi muốn đó là cô ấy hay chỉ tao cho cả. Cô tới ra cô nè theo. Cô xin gặp từ tay trâu, lo dỗ con. Cô ấy cho cả chỉ tao. Vậy tia. Cô sai yo nè nhau sự gì? Mà lý cho, mình sao muốn ra với nhau của ta? Trời ơi con.
All right, what kind of a program were we watching there? That is live streaming of your television station, 4.5, on the internet. What program was that?
That's a movie.
Okay, a movie, not a soap opera.
Not a soap opera.
It almost looked like a soap opera, didn't it? With all the crying and the drama and everything else.
Well, that's actually a love story movie.
It is. What's the name of the movie?
I'm
not sure.
I'm not sure.
Have you seen the movie?
I see here and
there. A little bit, here and there, here and there. So what's this all about? A guy and a girl, they're in love, and
yes, there's a guy and a girl in love, and of course the parents kind of like not agree.
They're resisting. Yes. Okay, they don't want the relationship. There's friction there, right?
Yes.
Makes for a good movie. Okay, so do you carry soap operas at all from Laos? Or no?
For somehow, our Hmong people, we have not really got into any kind of
soap operas.
Soap opera or even movie, just until like recent that we start making movies. So
how often do you carry these movies? Every day?
Yes, every day.
So the programming that we went over here, the list that we had here, health, cooking, reading, education, those are on every day for the most part?
No, those will have their own slot.
Their own slot, maybe every other day, maybe twice a week, right?
Twice a week. We have twice a week on some of those shows.
Some of those shows, including the movies. Movies are not on every day, or are they?
Movie will be on every day.
What time?
Mostly in the morning and also toward the evening.
Okay.
And documentary, so those are kind of...
What do you hope to accomplish with Hmong TV? I know it's a financial hardship on you at times. What do you hope the next step will be?
Well, I know that we still need a lot of help, from every area. So we hope to see that we will capture more audience, that our TV will be an eye or vision for our community.
Now, with the newscast, the 1 hour newscast, what kind of stories do you cover? Are they local stories, local news stories here in Fresno?
No, they'll be covered local, also international, worldwide as well.
All right, so it's like a regular newscast that
Right.
we would see every day, either on 24, 30, 47.
Yes.
There's a mix of local, national, and international news.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Yu Cha, thank you very much for coming on the program, and come again. You're welcome anytime.
Well, thank you, John.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. Yu Cha, the owner of Hmong USA Television. That's going to do it for us this edition of Connect With Me on MeTV Fresno. Back with more of our programming tomorrow on Comcast 187 and 43.6. Have a great day.
All right, from the beginning. My name's Friday. I carry a badge.
Now on Xfinity 187.